welcome back and welcome to another movie reviews video. I make movie reviews here on a Sunday and the rest of the week I make bookish videos. All my movie reviews are spoiler free and I always leave timestamps in the description box below in case there is a particular movie you want to hear my thoughts on. I will leave last week's movie reviews video linked up here in case there is something that I watched last week that you are considering seeing in cinemas this week. I only have 2 films to talk about for you this week, so it's going to be quite quick. I'm going to talk about them in non-chronological order just because that's the way I want to do it. I went to see Where'd You Go Bernadette, starring Cate Blanchett, in the cinemas this week. This is based on the book by Maria Semple, so I have already made a book versus movie video talking about this one, which I will link up here for you. So if you're wanting to hear more of a comparison of how the film relates to the book, you should go and watch that video. If you're just wanting a straight review, this is the place to be. I wasn't terribly invested in this film as I was watching it. I was a little bit distracted, a little bit bored. I ended up having to move because the guy beside me was obviously also a little bit bored because he kept sighing. Obviously, in the interest of making a comparison to the book video, I did stay in the cinema. Otherwise, I think I might have left. It just didn't make me laugh out loud the way the book did, and it was quite slow going. I feel like I got to the end of the film and nothing had really happened, even though lots of like weird exciting things obviously happen in the story. There's like lots of dramatic things and lots of introspective things, but I really feel like I didn't come away going, oh, a story was told here and I feel happy with the conclusion and I feel satisfied by the story. One of the main points in the book that was missed out in the film, I think, would have made for a more exciting film. I think they did a really good job of casting. Cate Blanchett makes a good Bernadette and her sort of performance in the film is really good, but everything else about the film was just a bit meh. I wouldn't even go as far as saying, oh yeah, like wait for this one and watch it on streaming. I would just be like, I don't really recommend this one. It didn't make me laugh. I didn't feel invested in the story. The scenes in Antarctica were quite cool, but the bits filmed in Seattle felt a little bit like, and it does focus quite a bit on mental health, and I don't think it does so in a very good way, so therefore yeah, not recommending this one. And last Sunday, right after I filmed last week's movie reviews video, we went to see Apocalypse Now in IMAX. They released Apocalypse Now Final Cut, which is like the ultimate longer than the director's cut, everything's in it cut, which is a total of 3 hours and 3 minutes, and it was 3 hours and 3 minutes on IMAX screen, so obviously there was lots of action happening and it was on big screen and the sound was of the highest quality. Unfortunately, in our screen the sound was just too loud. It is a film set during the Vietnam War, and so there is a lot of shouting and guns and explosions and helicopters, and so it is quite a loud film already. So the fact that they'd like want the sound up for IMAX was perhaps, if they'd have just altered the volume a little bit, it wasn't a bad choice, but it made it difficult viewing. I think that the choices that they made in the film to make the viewer feel like they're under pressure in the same way as the soldiers would have felt like they were under pressure were good, because it did make for uncomfortable viewing quite a lot of the time. The very first half hour of the film is really quite quiet, and the last 45 minutes to an hour of the film is really quite weird, and then the bits in the middle, it's just going along on a journey, whether that's on foot, on boat, or on helicopter, and kind of accompanying Martin Sheen on this journey. There's a lot of big names in this film. Obviously it had a massive budget. It's not my kind of film, but we are making our way through the IMDb top 100 films, and it was on there and it was in IMAX, so we wanted to have the optimal viewing experience. Parts of it were definitely captivating and kept my attention. Other parts of it were just horrifically violent, and I get that that's what it would have been like, but it just wasn't for me, and that kind of thing really kind of puts me off. It was very, very loud as well, and then the last hour of it, I was really shifting in my seat, wanting to leave. It was very cold in there, it was very loud in there, I wasn't enjoying what I was watching. I'd been there for 2 hours already, I'd had enough. So unfortunately that kind of mars my experience of the film. If you like films about the Vietnam War, this is probably one for you. If you don't like films about the Vietnam War, it's probably not one for you. There's my recommendation spectrum on that one. As I say, I have a whole book versus movie video on Where'd You Go Bernadette, so feel free to go and give that a watch. I also have other book versus movie videos on this channel, so make sure you are subscribed because I do have another one of those coming up. I will have more bookish videos for you in the week, and I will have another movie reviews video for you here on Sunday. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. As always, if there is a particular film you want to hear my thoughts on, I am happy to go and watch on demand at the cinema, so just leave me a comment letting me know what you would like me to go and see, and I will share my thoughts here with you next week. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you with another video very soon. Bye.